All right, always having problems sharpening knives, different knives. I got a bunch of knives here that I probably need to sharpen all of them. I usually use this little old pen knife here when I open stuff up and what have you. And it's fairly sharp most of the time. And how I sharpen it is I right here. I usually use a little hone because it's usually fairly sharp anyway, you know. So, but I usually just put a little old sharpening on it. Just enough to get it to where it'll shave, you know, and then test it. You can test it out on any plastic, the edge of a plastic. Can you see that? Where am I at? You can test to see if it's sharp without using any plastic. Just if it grabs that plastic, then it's not sharp. If it runs through the plastic, then it's sharp, and it will shave. But I don't have too much hair left because I've been shaving all around there, and I don't want to cut myself, but like that right there, it will shave. So that's a good sharp knife, and that's usually the way out. I think I might have just cut myself right there. It's not very deep, I hope. So I'm going to shut that one, and, well, actually, I'm going to use it. That's right, the reason I got it open. And I'll open this thing up. Let's see if, let's open this thing up and see if we can, no blood, but it got close. And see if this thing does any good on sharpening blades. Like that, that's the reason I use this one most of the time. Just for stuff like this. And that's how you can tell if one is sharp. A little plastic or it's pretty good size. Bigger than I thought it would be. Some more plastic I can use. Got some plastic on this. Got a little handle. Looks pretty good. Sharpened scissors down here, looks like. Let's open it up and see if we can't get it open a little bit. I don't want to just rip the plastic off of it. I kind of want to save part of the plastic. So we have something to play with. Alright. Now I'm going to close this one up because I know it don't need something. And let's see here. See if we can take my first old Swiss knife, Swiss Army knife, and see if I can find an actual blade in there that we can sharpen. There's one right there, I believe. Right there. Yeah, there's one. Right there. Thing sure is loose. Well, it says, and I'm not going to read it all out to you, but direction from the rough. Number 1 is rough grinding. Put the knife into the rough grinding mouth. Tilt the blade handle slightly forward, blade head slightly forward, and pull back 5 to 10 times with a little force. Then number 2 is middle grinding, same thing, 5 to 10 times. And then number 3, fine grinding, 5 to 10 times. Then it tells you about the scissors. So there is on here a number 1, number 2, and number 3. So we'll start with 1 and 2 and then 3. And work our way across there. 5 to 10 times in each one. So I'll do 10 times in each one. And then we'll test and see if that thing is sharp. Alright, we're going to try this old Swiss Army knife first. This blade sure is loose for some reason. But it's been laying in a drawer some 1,000 years. But it certainly will not. I don't know that, but I guarantee you it won't. It won't cut plastic. So let's start over here like it says. In that one. 10 in that one. And I don't like how close that is in my hand. That's what it says. It says that'll do it. So let's see if that actually does. Well, it ain't cutting that. Grabbing way too much. But it is cutting better than it was, that's for sure, because it was terrible as far as a blade goes. Now that I got the technique down a little bit, that's 10. That's the second time we've done that. Let's see if it'll cut plastic now. See if I can find a place here. How about right there? Should be able to cut that plastic fairly easy, but it does not. It grabs pretty easy, pretty hard. I'll show you with my little pen. It's a little sharper. This one, my little pen. Cuts right through. So definitely did not sharpen that one like my sharpening does. Now, of course, how good of a edge is it got? Don't know. Much better edge than what I had before, I'm sure. Now then, let's try it. Try my old school way. Can you see that? Can you see that or not? It grabbed a little bit, but it cut a whole lot better. That's old school versus new school. Let's try. I don't want to get that real sharp anyway. So let me try another knife. How about a good? This is a good buck knife. Good steel. I think that's what that is. Yeah, it's a good buck knife. it's usually got a fairly good sharpen on it, because it don't today, because it's hard steel, pretty hard steel. So let's give it a shot. Let's try it just like it says, 10 in each one, 5 to 10. So I'm going to start down here and go again. One to grow on, maybe. Let me see what we got here. See if I can find a good piece of plastic to grab a hold to. Very good place right there on the edge. Went through that time pretty easy. Try it over here. See if I can get a hold of it. No, it's still not sharp. I don't think it's as sharp as it was. I'm gonna stick. I think it was sharper before I started. Let me hit this last part just a little bit, just a few more times on this, on the fine part. Let's try that again somewhere. Nope. It's just not cutting. Here. Now that we've done that, let's see what it takes to get that thing to where it'll cut. And normally I'll use either this or this to get it a decent edge, and then I'll use this to finish up on it. But being how we started this with the edge, I'm going to try to just finish up with my little hone. Now then, let me grab a piece of plastic here. What am I going to grab here? Here's me a piece right here. Now I wonder if it'll cut this thing now, being how I sharpen it. Look at there. Just a matter of having the right stone and the right technique. This one will shave right now, but it ain't because of that right there. Let's try a different one. Here's an older one. Man, this thing is ancient as Methuselah. Made in Pakistan. Oh, Pakistan. I'm sure my dad got it at an old flea market. But it's usually got, well, it don't have a great edge. I don't think it'll cut anything. Let's see if it'll cut right here. Ooh, what am I doing? Hang on to it. Yeah, it'll cut. So it's got a pretty good little edge on it. Oh yeah, I don't need to sharpen that one. But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use the first two because it's already got a pretty good edge. But I'm going to use this last one that's supposed to, it's the number 3, and it's supposed to give it a good edge. So is it giving it it's already got a good edge, so is it making it better, or just as good, or is it making it worse? Let's find out. There's 20 passes on that thing. No passes on this. And it was cutting this plastic pretty good. Let's see what it does now. Still cutting it, but not as good. I don't think. What do you think? I can hold my fingers apart. I'm having to put more force down to push it through there. But it's still sharp. I can't say that made it worse. It's still sharp, still cut. So I can't say it made it worse, but I don't think it made it much better if it made it about anything. What else do I want to try to sharpen? Might try to sharpen that shotgun tail. The novelty. Probably some cheap little metal. I don't know. Let's see. Will it do anything? Let's see if it'll cut. I don't know that I've ever sharpened this thing. Find me a good piece of plastic that I can grab between. Yeah, it's grabbing. It ain't cutting. So let me try it. See what it does. Help this thing? This thing wasn't cutting too good. Let's see if it helped it at all. It is cutting instead of tearing. So it did improve that one from what it was. Does it work? I'd say, yeah, it works. Does it work really good? I'd say no. I think you can get better results. Yeah, you kind of rub it before it goes through. I think you can get better results with a whetstone and a little hone and a little bit of work. A little bit of manual labor. As long as you don't cut yourself. And you can get you a knife on any kind of knife, cheap or what, and get it to where it cuts without grabbing. Voila. don't think I'm going to sharpen many more. Maybe one more. I'll try this one. What's it doing? This is a good little old knife too. Hardened steel, made in USA. If you can see that or not. And I don't know who it's by. A little emblem there, if you can see that. But it's usually pretty sharp. See what it does. It ain't sharp today. There we go. It ain't sharp today. So let's try our new sharpener one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 because I missed. And then the middle one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Voila! Where's me a piece of plastic? Here we go. Still pretty dull. Still pretty dull. I don't know how many times I do this, but I don't think it's 30 times, 10, 20, 30. Probably do them 30, but not for this test here. All right, one more here. Here's a piece right here that's pretty taut. Let's just see if this will cut now. And just lay it on there. It's just a matter of knowing how to sharpen a knife. Get it between there. It's not the knife. Probably not the equipment. Well, it is the equipment. But it's a technique. You gotta know how to sharpen a knife on these. Any kind of little hone to do. Barely go, barely go. Try to use the same angle each time. And this will sharpen it. If you got a really, really dull knife, use a wet rock. Put your little water on it and do it like this. I hate to do this when I got one already sharpened. And do it like this until you get you a pretty good straight edge on it. Then go with a hone and do it like this because I messed it up right there. Do it like that right there. And you will have found one, there we go. You will have a sharp knife every time. All right. What are my thoughts on this thing? I don't know. I don't like it. I haven't tried it on the scissors yet. Let's try it on some scissors. Alright, I got some scissors here. And it says clamp, what does it say? Open scissors, clamp the grinding rod with the scissors blade. Recommend forward evenly. Repeat 5 to 10 times. So that means these things even cut anyway. I don't think they'll cut. hardly cut plastic. Of course, none of my scissors will hardly cut plastic. These might. Let's see what these do. About to run out of plastic. These will already cut plastic right now. Of course, these old things ain't never cut anything that I have tried to cut. And then these just aren't sharp. So, the ones that are sharp, I'm going to go ahead and clamp it on, like it says, and push forward evenly. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now they were cutting plastic before I started. So let's see if I made them better or ruined them. They are still cutting plastic. But it didn't hurt them. I don't think it made them any better. Now these wouldn't cut a donut. So let me try to put that on there. This time I try to keep it more straight right here. Don't know. Let's see if it did any good. Look at there. Not great. Certainly better than it was. These scissors were terrible. Try it again. See if that helped them. I cut thin. Not perfect, but I do like it. It's a whole lot better than it was. These wasn't cutting anything. Now they're cutting that. Of course, these old things ain't never cut anything, like I said. So let me try them. It's gonna be kind of awkward here. I mean that. Let's see. Little bit. No, still not gonna cut. These old scissors are probably 1900s. They are really, really old. They're a Supre 14 C or something like that. I don't know what these are. But that didn't sharpen them. Of course, we probably need more sharpening than most. Probably ain't been sharpened since 1900. And I assure you that's metal there compared to these. Alright, let's see if we did any good at all here. No, still not cutting nothing. So they didn't work on that. Of course, I wasn't expecting them to. I could probably sharpen these by hand and get them a little better, but I'm not a scissor sharpener. My impression of this multi-function knife sharpener is not much. It's supposed to sharpen a knife, and it does not sharpen a knife. Not to the extent that I want it sharpened. And if you want it to where it actually cuts or shaves, then you need a wet rock and a hone of some sort. And you need to sharpen your knives manually. I don't know, 1 to 10 scale, if I didn't have a wet rock or a hone, on a 1 to 10 scale, I'd give this probably a 4. If you didn't have nothing else, you could use it, you know, but all in all, this is not a good knife sharpener. It does sharpen scissors, however. I didn't know how to do them. I don't know how to do them, but it did sharpen one of these pair of scissors. So for that, I'm giving it a 4 out of 10, I think. So it's not quite a 5, but it'll get the job done. If you had to have it, it'll keep your knives semi-sharp, you know. But all right, I guess that's it for now. I still got a few more I gotta sharpen. So, all right, y'all stay safe.